Okay, so if you guys remember correctly, about 2 months ago, we did a major division on one huge Phaius Tankervilliae. Now, if you didn't see the video where I did the propagation and you want to see exactly what we did step by step, go ahead and click on the link right here and it'll take you to that video now. What we did is we divided it out to where we could put them in 2 pots, and we took them and divided them out into 2 different segments in one pot and 3 different segments in the other. So today we're going to give you an up close and personal look at what's going on with them now. So first we're going to take a look at the smaller division, and then we're going to move on and look at the bigger division, where we're going to notice a whole lot more growth on the bigger division. And also let's keep in mind that we are still in the winter months. You guys know during the winter season we are going to notice the least amount of growth. We're not actually going to notice the most amount of growth until the spring and summer months. Okay, so in this particular pot right here, we do have 3 divisions. Now they are smaller divisions, but each of them have at least 3 pseudobulbs per division. Now that's exactly what we want when we are dividing. At least 3 pseudobulbs. That's going to give the plant at least enough energy to survive and then eventually thrive. Now looking into the pot, it does appear that these are single bulb divisions, when in fact they are not. A lot of the bulbs are actually lower within the surface of the media. A lot of the leaves did fall off initially, so you are not going to see where the bulbs are unless you take an even closer look. And even as we take a closer look, it's still a little bit difficult to see, but I'll try to show you. This right here is one bulb. Then you see a second bulb right here. And this is the 3rd bulb. So trust me, they are there. These are 3 bulb divisions on each one. Now, with that in mind, it is also very important to know that with this type of orchid, we're not actually going to be capable of seeing everything that's transpiring at this time. Majority of the growth is actually going on underneath the surface, but I will try my best to find all of the growths so that we can see indeed that this has taken up well and is growing and coming right along. Now, the major signs of life on these 2 orchids right here is the fact that they have indeed maintained their color, they have maintained their consistency in their bulbs and also their foliage. We are not noticing any type of rotting in their bulbs. We are also not noting any major losses of leaves either. So indeed it does appear that they are growing and they are alive and well and indeed flourishing and getting ready for next season. We are also noticing that there are not any major discolorations within the leaves other than the minor wear and tear that comes naturally when we are repotting or dividing our orchids, but nothing major to worry about at all. And if we do take a look into the media, the only new growth that we can visually see at this time is actually coming from this bulb right here. And if we take a closer look, we will see that new growth of what appears to be a new growth of a pseudobulb that is beginning to emerge from the soil type media. But folks, please do not let that fool you, because there may be many other growths that's going on beneath the surface. And on this particular bulb right here, I actually had to pull this a little bit upwards so we can see the growth that's going on underneath. So as we are pulling this bulb a little bit upwards, you will see that growth right there, right beside it as well, right here. So you're seeing those 2 growths. And if we turn it around right here, this is actually a growth that's coming up as well on this other bulb, as you could see. So this one appears to have 3 growths so far on this one. And on this last growth right here, you can actually see 2 growths that are coming about. This little tiny one and then this bigger one right here. And if we turn it about, we will also see another new growth right here. It's very tiny still, but you definitely can see it. So a total of 3 growths on this one so far as well. So as you can see with these divisions right here, they are moving right along. They are progressing forward, and indeed they are growing as they should. Now, as I stated, we are in the winter season. We are not even seeing what the growth potential here is yet. We won't see exactly the final conclusion until the springtime, but this will give us an idea of exactly how well they're doing and what we can expect. Okay, so in this pot right here, this is the larger division in regards to having larger bulbs and a lot more healthier than the other ones. And even though this plant seems to be bigger than the other one, this one actually has only 2 divisions and again, at least 3 bulbs on each division. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the first bulb division right here. So right here, it is easy to identify this one growth that's coming about. Now we did have a second growth right here, but I did accidentally break it off. But if we go ahead and turn this around, we are able to vaguely see that there is yet another growth right there. Can you see it? It's kind of blended into the color of the bulb, but it's right there. And if we also take a look at one of the bulbs that are at the side of it and take a look at that base, you will also see 2 growths that are beginning to come at the base of this bulb as well. And last but not least is this bulb division right here. And as we turn it around to the other side, you will see another growth that's coming up at the base right here as well. But the most exciting news of all, folks, I have to tell you, is hidden right here. Right here. Do you see it? 1 and 2. Now these growths are different than the rest of them that I showed you, and these growths are actually flower spikes. Oh my goodness. This was a propagation that we did 2 months ago, and they are developing their flower spikes already. And I have to tell you, that to me is a tremendous feat. That this did not go through a setback phase at all, which you know that majority of our orchids, when we do propagate, they have a tendency to have a setback period in which they are recovering, and it can actually take a couple of years to even see spikes. So for this to be spiking already is just so phenomenal and unbelievable. So this orchid has proven to be so hardy. This will not skip a beat at all. As a matter of fact, within the next bloom season, we will be able to appreciate more blooms from this. So this is a good start of a propagation, wouldn't you say? So with this propagation project that we did on this Phaius Tankervilliae, I do have to tell you, I have learned so much, and I have also discovered that the Phaius Tankervilliae and the ground growing orchids are some of the most hardiest orchids that there are. Number one, they are able to tolerate a whole lot of variations of climates and condition. This is actually capable of tolerating hot temperatures and also tolerating temperatures as low as about 40-30 degrees, and also some frost temperatures. Now of course, if it freezes in your area, if the ground actually literally freezes, then this would not survive in most cases, but they are still able to tolerate just an extreme amount of conditions. And as we've seen, even when it comes down to propagating these orchids, these are still so very hardy. They do not skip a beat, do not have a hitch or setback or anything that would sabotage them being capable of growing as normal. This does indeed have the potential of blooming right after propagation. So if you are a person that loves large, tropical, and lush looking orchids, orchids that are very easy to care for and can tolerate a wide variety of conditions and climates, can give quite an amazing and phenomenal bloom display, then I've got to tell you, this indeed is the orchid for you.
Perfect.
Now, if you did not get the opportunity to see the video in which I did showcase this orchid and I gave you some very in detail information about how phenomenal this orchid is, go ahead and click on the link right here and it'll take you straight to that video. Now, I also wanted to talk to you guys and further elaborate on why we had different results with these 2 orchids in regards to the types of growths that they have. After all, they are the same type and variety, and also they were propagated at the exact same time. So why do we have differences in the types of growths that they currently have going on. So in my next video, I definitely will cover that in more detail, so make sure you stay tuned for that video. I thank you guys so much for allowing me this opportunity to share this information with you, because as you guys know, the more that we know, the more that we can grow. I hope you guys liked this video, and I hope you did learn something new. And if you like this video, please be sure to like, share, and also subscribe, and turn that bell notification button on so you will know when I post a new video. And with that being said, I will see you guys later, and I'll also grow with you guys later as well. Bye bye for now. Mwah.